Live. Ooh, let me get myself sorted. We're going live, and
we are live.
Very mad rush today, straight from Clubhouse, running a bit late. But we're here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, fine.
It's your birthday, so I'm hoping we're going to have loads of people joining us today live on LinkedIn for your birthday. I was just going to see if I can actually have a little look to see if anyone is joining us. I'm sure they will be. So Laura, happy birthday. I've got a cake here for you. Oh, can you see it?
No, it needs to. It just looks incredible. It's so talented.
I know. So I don't know when we're going to have the cake. Probably like 5 minutes in. I've also got a candle. I couldn't find any birthday candles.
Brilliant. I love it.
So it is obviously we need to celebrate your birthday, and also it's my sister's birthday, and also Samira, who works with me, it's her birthday too. So
lots of birthdays.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's done a LinkedIn live birthday before, but anyway, here we are to start for first. Really great to have Lewis on Clubhouse today, and also we had Roy joining us from Australia. So let's talk a bit about what we were talking about with Lewis regarding copy and being authentic and all those kind of things.
Yeah, he's incredible, and actually, I was following him on Instagram for a while. And his copy just really speaks to me. And like one thing I love about him is it literally like punches you in the face, and it makes you stand up and pay attention. And on one of his I think it's one of his stories, and it was like, if you need help, slide into my DMs. And before I knew it, there I was sliding into the DMs. And then he worked with me for 4 weeks as my copywriting coach. And it's just an area that I think, because we can all write, we're human beings, we've been to school, we all know how to write. And as a publicist, I'm writing stuff all the time. But I think when it comes to sales copy in particular, I was like, I need my copy to work harder for me. And I think this is what brands in general need help with, is almost going from conversational copy to copy that really slaps you in the face and converts into buyers. So yeah, he really does get to the nitty gritty of that.
So first of all, there's lots of people saying happy birthday, Laura. Isn't that lovely? They have turned up for your birthday party too, not just me. And secondly, so I'm interested to know all the way that you call yourself a pitch bitch, and I love the way you talk. It does make you stand out. And that one, I was just saying to my husband, I love doing this with you because we have such a laugh. And you don't take life too seriously. But I'm interested to know, did he help you bring the you out of you in all the copy? Because when I read your emails, it's like you literally don't give a shit about what you're saying about, but it's not like that. It's like you're just being you. You're not like thinking, oh, I mustn't say that and I mustn't say that, because it comes across as a real sort of genuine person.
Yeah, it's interesting because obviously I know I've been me for a very long time, but even now, if you were to read my emails, which you do, and then look at my website, there is still, I'd say, quite a big difference. And I still kind of get barriers with my website with how much of me should I be, because not everyone's going to love it. And I do swear, and I'm quite blunt, but equally, I want to attract people to me who are a bit sweary and are blunt and don't fluff about. So yeah, I think working with him just almost gave me permission to be more me. And the email structure I actually kind of copied from another guy called Dan Meredith, who I'm in his membership. But yeah, I think just kind of tone of voice and the actual words, very much Lewis helped me to kind of get super tight on that.
Yeah, I want to get in touch with him. I think he sounds amazing. And I think, like, for me, the messaging and the words and that sort of thing, it's so hard. I don't know why it's such a hard thing to do for yourself, isn't it? I feel like copywriting, to get a good copywriter is amazing, and to get someone that can write and help you, and if you can't get the messaging and the words right, it makes everything else so much harder, doesn't it? I really find that if that's the thing that I find is the thing that really gets to me, and that's obviously because that's not my area of expertise. And then you've got someone like Lewis, and he probably finds it really easy.
Yeah, totally. And when I worked with him, he sends you like a really hefty kind of homework document to do, And I know we talk about it all the time, especially in our Clubhouse rooms, is knowing your ideal client. I think from working with Lewis and working with different mentors, I've been able to get really clear on who my ideal client is. And it's just really actively listening to the conversations you're having with people and picking up on the language that they use, so that you can then kind of sprinkle that into your copy. Because my copy is very much me, but I want it to appeal to the people that I really want to work with. So, you know, recently I've started using the word maverick. Disruptor's been in there for a while. Rebel. You know, I'm looking to work with people who are quite edgy, who can maybe be a little bit of a live wire. But that's what excites me, because I get it. You know, if a brand came to me that was super corporate, I would then feel uncomfortable that I wasn't the right publicist for them, because that's just not my comfort zone, I guess.
But that's what was really interesting, wasn't it, about Lewis saying, you know, he almost actively is going out there to repel the people that aren't his ideal clients. And anyway, it's just a really interesting conversation. So that was a great topic of conversation. I'm just trying to think what else came up. We had loads of really good questions today, didn't we? A couple of people were wanting to start podcasts. Yeah. So that was really interesting. It was around getting good guests on podcasts and things like that, wasn't it? What were your thoughts on that? Because I think you and I and Lewis had some interesting insight. I'm going to light your candle, by the way, because I don't want to not mark your birthday. I desperately tried to find some candles for the cake,
no,
but I couldn't, because we only had 5 minutes.
Amazing. Don't let any of the wax spill on that gorgeous cake, though. I'm not sure you can eat wax.
No, you can't. I don't know how I'm going to eat this whole cake either, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
I know. I literally just had a voice note from Lewis saying, "I'm not entirely sure you're going to eat any of that cake, but it looks amazing." I was like, "It's not traveling to Oxfordshire." Yeah, I think the thing with podcast guests, and again, I mean, I have kind of dabbled with podcasting, and like I just love storytelling. I love hearing people's journey and what, you know, led them to where they are today. So for me, you know, if I was to do a podcast, I'd probably let anyone in, because I'm just fascinated with human beings and their thought processes. And I think sometimes people can get a bit stuck in their own head when it comes to, oh, I need to have certain guests, they need to have a certain following on social media. And everything that we say, especially in our Clubhouse room, is you need to think about who's your audience. You know, who are they going to relate to? What stories do they want to listen to? So again, yes, the podcast is the vehicle, but actually it's what does your audience need? And then who can you bring in to kind of scratch that itch?
And I think, you know, often you hear people say, and this is true, you know, get someone on your podcast who's got a massive audience and then they're going to share it, but they won't always share it. And you can't expect someone, you know, you can't, I wouldn't go and ask someone to be on my podcast because I'm expecting them to share it on their channels. I just think that's a kind of, I don't know, that doesn't necessarily sit well with me. It's like, if they want to share it on their channels, that's great. But the advice that I gave, I think it was it Carly? I think it was Carly, was, you know, people are so open to being on podcasts. I interviewed a founder of London Stock Company yesterday, and he's running a really successful business, been going for 7 years. I interviewed the founder of Heights. They did £1 million crowdfunding campaign in 20 minutes. And all these people, they're really open to doing it. You know, they also have a story that they want to share. They're very passionate about what they're doing. And so pretty much everyone that I've reached out to has said yes. And actually, I can see Simon just made a comment. I met him through Seth Godin, Seth Godin's courses. And Seth Godin always said, when you're podcasting, you know, just start off small with someone that you know quite well, so it's not scary, because the first few podcasts or interviews or videos or whatever you do is going to be quite overwhelming. And then, you know, just take it from there, and slowly you get more confident, and, you know, you can increase the I suppose, you know, who you're asking to come on in terms of where they are in their journey or their business, so that you're not sort of asking that. I know I wanted to interview the founder of Headspace, but like, I wouldn't have tried to interview him like first and foremost. You just go slowly. But I think podcasting is a great medium, isn't it? And we talked about audio and how Clubhouse, people just love consuming audio.
Yeah. And, you know, like we were saying, I mean, I still am dressed as if I was doing audio, but, you know, you don't have to do your hair. You don't have to do your makeup. You are literally showing up as yourself fully. And while I did kind of drop a truth bomb that I was a little bit uncomfortable showing up on a LinkedIn Live in my tracksuit with no makeup on and greasy hair, it is what it is. Like this is me. I'm not perfectly polished all the time. And when clients work with me, 9 times out of 10, I will show up to calls in a tracksuit with my hair straight back. And, you know, it's been locked down. I haven't been to the hairdressers in 6 months. So I think that was another question we had, was almost how do you then get guests to be comfortable with recording video as well as audio for the podcast, that you can then repurpose that content elsewhere?
Yeah, because I mean that's why we do this, like live, because then we've got the live, we've got the video, we've got the audio. But yeah, not everyone is confident or happy to be on video, and I think it does take more time to prepare, doesn't it? But what we were saying is, if you can get the video as well, that just gives you so many more opportunities, because you can share that to IGTV, you can put it on YouTube. You know, we live stream this to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and then obviously it goes on to podcast as well. We should stop here though, because it's your birthday. You've probably got loads of amazing birthday celebrations. I don't know. Shall I cut the cake for you now, or what should we do? We'll do it afterwards when we're offline. We'll do it offline. But yeah, it's been amazing, and I think it was really great to have Lewis today. I'd love to get him back on again. I think copy and messaging is so important, isn't it? And you know, kind of critical to the overall marketing of your business, basically. So it's definitely something that probably is kind of overlooked sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a message from him to say he's up for joining us at any time, because it was, you know, really fun and really relaxed. And I think as well, one thing that we've never actually been asked about since we've been running our Clubhouse room is email marketing. So, you know, and
that's a biggie. That's a biggie, because, you know, like he was saying, the only reason he uses social media is to get people onto his list, which he owns. And then, you know, there's no once they're in his email, it's just him talking to them, and there's no distraction. And I love that. And yeah, I think it'd be really good to get him back on, and we could talk more about email marketing. Have an amazing birthday. I hope you have loads of fun, and I will see you next Friday.
Fabulous. Thank you. And thank you everyone for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for all the birthday messages for Laura.